Today, Thursday, the 17th of April 2025, we have some handpicked match prediction to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in the list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And before we want to proceed to the games of today, we want to say congratulations based on yesterday's event for we registered wins. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpick event, which we share to members only, especially games in terms of goal probability, corner kicks, and straight wins, which are our finest with each odds we share to members only. To take your winning to the next height, then you want to make sure to subscribe to the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or the Level 3 Master Plan to have access to these features as well as our top-notch prediction classes. Then you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro plan or Level 3 Master to have access to this feature with each odd to take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. So without wasting time, I will first of all want to share with you the result based on yesterday's event before proceeding to the games of today. So let's look at the result of yesterday before looking at today's result. Let's proceed. So yesterday's event was amazing. We registered high win rate. Of course, I will share with you the first game, a mix of both games for members only as well as that we share to everyone. The first event was in the Mexico Liga MX, Pachuca against Tigres. This was a members only match prediction pick. We looked at corner kicks and we looked at 7.5 and 8.5 corners. And here we had a total of, that is 15 corner kicks were scored, making it a huge success. And also following this event live with the live strategy we share to members only also was amazing. In the next pick, we looked at, we looked at China in the Super League. We looked at Dylan Yangbo against Henang Sholan Longmen. It was also members only pick. We looked at corner kick for the home team to have 2.5 or 3.5 corners. All the cases were true. A total of 4 corners were scored by the home, making it successful. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Greece in the Division A women, Payok women against Parakivi. We looked at 1.5 or 2.5 goals. It ended 1.5 successful. In the next, we looked at Montenegro in the Druga League, Mladov against Podgorica. We looked at the home leading as well as at least 1.5 goal successful. In the next, we looked at Faroe Island first the lead, Vikingo against B36 Toshan. We looked at the home leading and as well as 1.5 and 2.5 goals. Both cases were true. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Spain in the Liga F women. We looked at Barcelona against Sevilla women. We looked at the home to lead 1.5 and 2.5 goal. All cases were true. Ended as 5 against 1, successful. And congratulations. In the next, we looked at Germany in the Oberliga Bremen. We looked at Obernulan playing against Gestumunde. In this event, we looked at 1.5, 2.5 goal. Cases were true. Successful. In the next, we looked at Champions League Real Madrid against Arsenal. And in this event, we looked at corner kick. It was a members only prediction pick. We looked at 7.5, 8.5, and even 9.5. It ended as a total of 14 corners were scored, making it a huge success. And also following it this live with the corner kick strategy for members only. It was also amazing. And these were all the successful events we had, which we shared to everyone, as well as a mix of that of members only pick. To those of you who want to have access as well to members only prediction pick like corner kick, straight wins, as well as accessing the live match strategy to make more wins, then you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or Level 3 Master Plan to have access to that feature. So without wasting time, let's now look at the event we have to share with you today. And now, let's look at the games we have to share for you today. But before we proceed, of course, I have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel in this section titled as the home, you're going to notice that there are members only match prediction picks here. Here we have game prediction we share to members only in terms of the top upcoming games, which is a mix of corner kick events, goal probability, and straight win games, which are our best and finest with better odds. Of course, there are other top events like you can see other upcoming events we have been sharing to members only, especially for the weekend where we shared over 20 plus games, 10 plus games, and even 38 odds, going even up to 40 odds with the best win rate, which you can make use of it. Of course, once you become also a member, you're going to have access to top-notch video tutorial classes. For example, if you become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you have access to Level 2 Pro classes. This will give you access to the live match corner kick strategy you have never seen before, a simple trick to make consistent win for members only, match prediction strategy that you have never seen, straight win and comeback strategy that will amaze you, tactical straight win and 2.5 goal strategy for members only, and 99% win rate strategy for members only. But if you become a member of the Level 3 Master, you also have access to the Level 3 Master classes. This will give you access to the excellent corner kick strategy revealed to members of Level 3 Master only, the top secret AI tool we use to find games in terms of straight wins and goal probability, the game changer corner kick strategy that revealed the top secret site we use to find corner kick event, 6 amazing AI tool we use, match prediction strategy home and away step by step, and 2.5 goal strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. Want to become a member of the Level 3 Master, you have access to all of these tutorial classes in one place. The link is below this video. You want to make sure to go ahead to see how you can join to become a member and start to watch all match prediction tutorials for members only, as well as having access to our top handpick event to take your winning to the next height. So that being said, let's now begin with the first game of our today's list. Looking at the first game, we are looking at Poland. In the third league, we are looking at Ligia against Stomil Ostin. In this event, the performance of the home Ligia have proved to be very offensive in the recent event they have had, scoring 3-6-3 in the recent game played in the third Liga of Poland. Of course, that of its opponent, on the other hand, proved to concede very much, and the defensive line is not very good. Comparing the stand performance in terms of the recent event they have had, the performance of the home games have proved they are very offensive. They sit on the first place, toppling this table. They have recently had 5 games at home, all the 5 wins, scoring 17 and conceding 7. Very high offense and good defense. But if we look at that of its opponent, on the other hand, they sit right here in the 14th place. They've had 5 games played at away, only 1 win, scoring 4 and conceding up to 10. The defense is not very tight, giving advantage for Ligia to take advantage of the weak defense of the way. As a result, we want to look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, we look at the home Ligia to be the upper hand to lead in full time as one of the major pick, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal or 2.5 goals, since the defense on one side is very weak. These are our 2 major picks for this particular event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Saudi Arabia in the professional league, Al Hilal against Al Khalij. In this event, the performance of Al Hilal recently have proved to be very offensive, scoring 4, scoring 2, scoring 5 in the recent game played itself. That of its opponent, on the other hand, have proved to score as well at least 2 goals in each event. The comparison here I want to look at is the fact that Al Aklud had a game with Al Khalij. They had to lose 2-1, but this same Al Aklud was beaten by Al Hilal up to 5 goals, as you can see. This is the Al Aklud. They were beaten 5-1. So it means that there is still a possible chance of goals here, since one side proved to concede more and the other proved to score more. Looking at the strength performance in terms of the stand by the home and away form, Al Hilal have proved to be very good. They sit on the 10th place, 5-game play recent with 2 wins, scoring 13, conceding 8. Offense is good, defense is not very tight. If we look at that of its opponent, on the other hand, the proof here that it sits on the 11th position. The defense is not tight, but the offense is average. So both of the 2 sides want to impress, causing more shots on and off target. As a result, we look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, both of the 2 sides want to impress, more shoot on and off target, at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over is our major pick for this gameplay. Looking at the next, we looked at Germany in the Regional Liga Nordos. We are looking at BFC Dynamo against Elinberg. In this event, Dynamo have proved to be very good in recent event they have had, scoring 3-3 in the recent 2 gameplay they have had at home. The opponent, on the other hand, concede very much with a weak defensive line. And looking at the stand performance by the recent event they have had, the performance of the home form have proved that the home sits here in the 10th position with an offense which proved to be good and defense better. But if we look at that of its opponent, on the other hand, in terms of the offensive lineup and the defense, the away team have proved that the defense is very, very open, giving advantage for at least goal probability to happen here. So as a result, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we are expecting at least 1.5 goal in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked here in the Brazil series, that is Brazil women. We are looking at Amazonia against Faroe women. We are looking at the fact that the away team proved to be very good. not that very good in the striking power, but at least they have an offense which can take on the weak defense of the home. The home concede very much with a high conceding power. Of course, looking at the stand performance comparison by the match they have had, form of home and away, the away team proved that here they sit here on the 10th position. They have just had one game, one goal scored, one concede. This tournament is just starting, and since the home have proved to concede very much in the recent event they have just had, of course, we are looking at the fact that they concede very much, and we look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal here in full time or two major pick which we want to look at. For this event, we look at the way to lead as one of the major pick, as well as at least 1.5 goal here in full time. In the next, we looked at South Korea in the WK League Women. We are looking at Hushon Women against Swong FC Women. In this event, the home have proved that they score at least between 1, 3, and 2 goals in recent event. That of its opponent also proved to be very conceding with a weak defensive line. This time, they are coming to meet and looking at the form comparison in terms of the recent event. The way have proved that in terms of the away game strength, they have proved that they sit on the 7th place with a defense that is not very tight and average offense. The home also proved that the offense and defense, especially let's look at the offense, is good. Defense also is not very tight. So both of the two sides want to impress. So we want to look at least one major pick here in full time. For this particular event, just 1.5 goal is our major pick here in full time. Since both sides want to impress, cause and shoot on and off target to be more, at least 1.5 goal is our major pick. Looking at the next, we looked at Faroe Island in the Premier League. We are looking at C. Runavik against FC Suðuroy. In this event, the performance of the home C have proved to be very offensive, scoring 4-11-4 in recent event they have had. Its opponent, on the other hand, have proved that the defensive line is not very good. They concede very much high number of goals. And looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they have just had, the form of the home C have proved that they are very good. Here they sit on the first place, toppling this table. They have just had 3 gameplay with 3 wins, 19 goals scored, and 4 conceded. But if we look at that of its opponent in terms of the recent event they have had, of course, they proved that the defensive line is not good. They concede very much, and as a result, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the striking power of the home team have proved very amazing. And since the defense of the away is weak, we want to look at least the possibility of goals. 1.5 going full time or 2 goals over is our major pick for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Germany in the Oberliga Westfalen. We are looking at Concordia Wehosen against Siegen. This event, of course, the performance of the away have proved to be very good, scoring 3, 4, and 3 in the recent gameplay they have had. That of the home have proved that the defensive line is very weak, conceding huge number of goals. And looking at the stand performance comparison of the two, in terms of the recent event they have had, the form of the away have proved to stand a better place. They sit here in the first place, toppling this table. They've had 1 game played, that is 5 game played, 4 wins, 14 goals scored, 3 conceded, high offense and high defense. But if we look at that of the home, the defensive line is not very tight. They sit right here, almost in the last position, conceding up to 18 goals in just 5 game play, giving an upper hand for the away team to take advantage of that weak defense. So we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we look at the performance of at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over, since the defense of one side is very weak. This is our major pick for this gameplay. Looking at the next, we looked at Germany in the Oberliga Hessen. We are looking at Stenbach against Bunatal. Bunatal have proved to be very good, scoring 1, 5, and 1 in the recent event they have had. That of the home have proved to concede very much with a weak defensive line. Looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they have had by the form, the away have proved to be very good, having 5 gameplay with 3 wins. They have had 8 goals scored, 3 conceded. But that of the home, in terms of the recent event they have had, have proved that the defensive line is not very good. They sit right here almost in the last place, conceding 11 goals in 5 games played. As a result, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we are expecting at least 1.5 goal here in full time. In the next, we looked at Germany in the Oberliga Netherlands. We are looking at SWSN against Meerbusch. In this event, the performance of the home have proved to be good, and they sit here in the 3rd place. They've had 5 games played recently with 16 goals scored, 3 conceded, high offense and defense. But that of the away, in terms of the recent event they've had, have proved that they sit right here, as you can see, in the 8th place with a defensive line that is not very tight and an average offense. So both of the two sides want to impress, so want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we'll look at least 1.5 goals or 2 goals over in full time. Looking at the next, we'll look here in the Europe Conference League. We are looking at Chelsea against Liga. In this event, the performance of the home have proved very amazing in the Premier League of England, scoring 2 goals, 1 goal, and of course 4 goals in against Southampton. If you look at that of Liga, on the other hand, they have mostly had event in the extra Lasa, that is of Poland, where its offense have proved to be good and they do concede also very much. They are coming to meet for this tournament, and it is the second leg. In the first leg, Chelsea lead by 3-0. This time, Chelsea still have a very good form. They are coming again for this tournament, and as a result, we expect 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, we look at Chelsea to lead as one of the major picks. They still maintain a good form, as well as at least 1.5 goal in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpick events, especially the games we share for corner kicks, as well as goal probability to members only with huge odds to take your winning to the next height, as well as having access to our top-notch tutorial classes, then you want to make sure to enroll to the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or Level 3 master plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.